I haven't seen a wave of backlash like what we're seeing now ever since the announcement of the Xbox One in almost 13 years. The past weekend, at the time of this video's upload, PlayStation account users are outraged with Sony's latest and questionable decisions regarding personal data and privacy, with the announcement of the recent mandated requirement of age verification for users in the United Kingdom and Ireland by June 2026. Not only that, but added onto this two-piece combo, what was uncovered by modders and game preservationists. Some said it was a glitch or a bug. Others said it was an accident, but in large, people fear this could potentially mark the return of the DRM policy that ruined Xbox as a brand over 10 years ago. In this video, I'll be breaking down both situations PlayStation is and is allegedly enabling, and I'll share my thoughts about how this adds more frustration being a gamer in the current era of gaming. Be sure to hit those like, subscribe, and notification bell buttons to stay updated with this channel's weekly releases, and with that said, let's talk. Hey everyone, Ayo here of 4BZ Entertainment News and Gaming, and so here's the situation that's unfolding. PlayStation has announced last week that they will be requiring user accounts in the United Kingdom and Ireland for their new age verification system. Basically, PlayStation is complying with the UK's Online Safety Act that has been active since October 2025, mandating any company doing business in or even outside of the UK to follow suit. With this policy rollout through PlayStation, account users have to verify their age by one of several ways. Facial scans using a third-party company called Yoti, by using biometric data to estimate a person's age, uploading a passport, driver's license, or regular identification card, government issued, or a mobile SMS verification code. What? By complying, account users will be able to access the mobile text and message chat, voice chat, joining parties or group sessions, broadcasting and sharing, basically you're making content on YouTube and Twitch, and access to Discord. So what happens when people don't comply with PlayStation's age verification? Users will lose all of those communications and party services PlayStation offers, meaning that people will not be able to talk to friends and family through the party chat or any PlayStation messaging at all. But the good news is that people can still buy games on their console, right?
Well...
And speaking of purchasing games for PlayStation nowadays, people in the game preservation and game modification or modding community have made a shocking discovery last weekend from PlayStation's recent system update by announcing on Twitter-X that PlayStation has allegedly enabled the infamous DRM policy that gamers unanimously do not want implemented. In case you may not be aware, back in E3 2013, Microsoft had a disastrous fallout with gamers after the announcement of the Xbox One when they introduced their digital rights management policy, aka DRM. It requires gamers who purchase a game, physical or digital, who purchased a license to play a game, to connect their console to Xbox's servers once every 24 hours in order to quote-unquote validate the account holder or user's purchase through what is called a digital handshake. And if that Xbox was not connected to those servers, the console is bricked, meaning all games and apps were to become inaccessible and useless. The controversy that gamers had with this policy, including myself and Maz1, was that the possibility of the worst case scenarios that do happen when the internet goes out in a household for a variety of reasons, such as bad weather, non-payment of internet, service providers shutdowns, faulty modem or router, or God forbid, the CMOS battery that helps authenticate trophy unlocks along with the memory of the date and time for the console dies, and the list goes on. The immense pressure from this fallout was so large that Xbox retracted and canceled this policy through the first update on the Xbox One's release, and their brand has been heavily damaged since. Fast forward to last Saturday, April 25th, according to PushSquare.com, that this issue started to circulate back, with Destruction Games making a post on Twitter X with several screenshots of a few games on a PS4 showing their information status with an unexplained quote-unquote valid time and remaining time that catches the eye, and have concluded that if the CMOS battery in your console dies or removed, any games showing the validity window will no longer boot. Keep in mind, a situation like that actually has happened a few years ago, but PlayStation has fixed the problem ever since then. Also goes further stating this window shows up for games that have been digitally purchased around late March and this month of April, while also sourcing Lance McDonald from his Twitter post that, quote, every new digital game requires an online check-in every 30 days. If you buy a digital game and don't connect your console to the internet for 30 days, your license will be revoked, unquote. Another theory from Does It Play's statement to Kotaku.com earlier this week suggests that the 30-day timer may have been a validation period as a way to combat refund scams, then converting into unlimited licenses after. And according to TechPowerUp.com, seems to further suggest customers doing just that by going online to purchase a game, then they go offline to request a refund of that game that they purchased from PlayStation Network while still being able to play that same game offline. And just recently, yesterday on April 29th, Sony finally makes a statement clarifying this fiasco. According to GameSpot.com, a representative of Sony Interactive Entertainment, or SIE, states, quote, players can continue to access and play their games as usual. A one-time online check is required to confirm the game's license, after which no further check-ins are required, unquote.
Right.
GameStop also released their statement, wasting no time to emphasize, quote, that this problem will not happen if you purchase physical games, unquote. A statement which I couldn't agree even more. So my thoughts on this matter is, like a lot of people right now, I am furious to say the least on either situation. Playing video games as long as I can remember in my life, for a little over 30 years, was pretty simple. Always pretty simple. There was a game I was interested in playing, I bought it, or it was a gift to me. My brother and I would pop it into the console and we played it. And it was mine, and there was no need for an internet connection. Back then, only friends and families sharing a game's experiences, and not a single worry of a DRM policy or showing my ID to whoever sees it at whatever company looking at sensitive information. We didn't worry about that. I'm just burnt out with these major video game companies and their shady policies. The fact of the matter is that it took them nearly an entire week to get a statement from them in a situation that could sully them as a brand in the eyes of gamers. And because of that, my trust in buying digital games has eroded greatly, and before every console update from here on out must be looked into thoroughly before applying. But that's just me. What do you think of this craziness down in the comments? I do apologize for the late upload. Developments just kept coming every single day, and it was a little difficult to keep up with everything and just to keep everything nice and condensed for you guys. But thank you for your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.